What's up, guys? Welcome back to Cobra Kai Theory. Today we have the lovely Susan Gallagher, who plays Homeless Lynn in Cobra Kai Season 1 and 2. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Some of your questions, which I'm going to be choosing from, and then the rest we're just going to free flow and have some fun with it. Susan, what's going on?
Hi.
Hi. How you
Hi,
doing?
everybody.
Hi, Homeless
I'm
Lynn.
great.
looking very healthy. Looking very good.
Am I?
Yeah,
Thank you
compared to
very much.
Homeless Lynn, of course. So,
Yeah, compared to Lynn.
compared to
Sure.
Lynn, yeah, anything looks better than that. So tell me about the show. I know you've told a lot of people how you got the role and all that. I'd love to hear it firsthand here. So run me through it. How'd you get the role?
Okay. There is a site online called actorsaccess.com,
Mm-hmm.
and it's part of the breakdown services, which is where all of the work comes from online, right?
Right.
Out of Los Angeles. So I looked at this role, and it was the Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid, and I thought, oh my gosh, that could be really something special.
Right.
And then I looked immediately to see who the casting director was, because I saw it shot in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and the casting director did not know me, because none of my agents would have submitted me for Lynn, the homeless woman.
Right.
So it's a self-submission site. So I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and submit myself, because I love to play character roles, and the Karate Kid is huge, and why not? So I submitted myself. They requested a taped audition, and I went to a studio in Asheville, actually, where Hannah Keppel, at her agency, they taped me because they're just wonderful people in Asheville, North Carolina. So I went to Hannah's studio, and they put me on tape, and I dressed in full character. I wore a bunch of some of my husband's big oversized like sweats
Mm-hmm.
and sweatshirt, and I messed up my hair, and I put like dark underneath my eyes and whited out my lips, and I looked like a straight up drug addict.
Right.
That's kind of what I was going for. So Jono, the guy who read opposite and ran the camera, we just had a blast with it. And I mean, we were laughing hysterically between each take, and I sent two different takes. Take one was my favorite, and then take two just kind of as an alternate. And I think in take two, I actually put like this black toboggan on my head, and she was hideous looking. And I forgot all about it. And I had put down my Atlanta agent,
Yeah.
because that's the ethical thing to do. So AMT calls me, and they said, Susan, you have a callback for a homeless woman in Cobra Kai? I was like, oh yeah, I forgot all about it. I didn't even tell them about it because it was such a long shot. And they thought they had messed up. But anyway, I was like, oh man, I gotta meet these guys, the big three. Because I had researched them, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Hot Tub Time Machine. This is gold.
Yeah.
And then you've got the three stars. You've got Ralph, Billy, and Marty.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is kind of the perfect storm.
Yeah.
So my husband's like, well, you got to go in full character. So I did. I walked in the room, and the big three are sitting there, and I am in all my glory and look horrible. And here are these really cute guys, and I was just like, just focus. Don't engage. Don't be too friendly. And I did my thing, and I stayed in character, and I think I even threw something at the reader, because I wanted to put kind of some physical stuff into her. And I had one of those little wrappers from the bakery, and I threw it at her feet. And I said, finish up and then beat it. This is my mart. You ain't hustling no coin at my mart. Because Lynn thought that Johnny was homeless, right? And
Yeah.
he's like, I'm not homeless. That's my car.
Yeah, this is my turf. Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I had thought that John liked what I was doing, and Josh and Hayden were harder to read. But when I was walking out, Hayden looked at me, and he said, well, we got to do something about those teeth. And I said, bring it.
Too white.
And so I got the part.
Too perfect. Yeah.
I got the part. And they paint each one of my teeth brown individually, and then they go back with dark brown in between them. So they're straight up rotten.
That taste weird?
It's hideous. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hideous, but it's hilarious.
It worked. I mean, you're supposed to be like a meth addict or something like that. So I got some
Exactly.
Breaking Bad vibes in there.
Yeah.
A place I sometimes theorize on is regarding Homeless Lynn. I think like a lot of people think she's funny and quirky and all this stuff, but I think there's actually a lot of real importance to the plot when it comes to Homeless Lynn, because she's kind of the eyes and ears of
I'm loving this.
of.
Go ahead.
You haven't heard this one? I haven't made a video on this yet. Okay, so
No, I'm
so
liking it.
right. So my idea is that okay. So Homeless Lynn is kind of like she's like the eyes and ears of everything that's going on. She knows she saw the deal go down with John Kreese and the landlords of Carrion, and she knows everything that's but something else. So she could, feed a lot of stuff into Johnny and all that, if he comes around or whatever. I also saw a comment that someone said she could even find his phone because she's homeless. She's wandering around. She could find his phone in the sand somewhere and maybe bring it back to him or sell it or whatever. But another thing, and I saw someone write this too, there are two people that are homeless, and a lot of people forget. John Kreese, right? So
Right.
you both are homeless. So maybe you guys have been at the homeless shelter together. Maybe there's some history there. And in season 2, when you do that cat call to Johnny, there's that part where Marty turns around, but he doesn't really say anything. And it's like he notices you, but he just like kind of goes the other way. So I'm thinking like maybe there's some sort of history that maybe John Kreese knows Lynn. I don't know. It could be a little something they could create.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
It certainly is.
Some little
Yeah,
fun there.
I'll tell you this. When Kreese walks by Lynn after I'd already done the cat call, and he walks by Lynn, he says to me, and I still to this day don't know if the camera even picked it up, but he looks at me, and I'm still sitting on the curb, and he says, "If he won't take you home, I will."
But like a deleted scene?
No, it was improv on his part, and I don't know if the cameras caught it or not. I think we had already cut, and he was just still in character, and he threw that out. And so I don't know if the big three even heard it. They've got on headsets, and they're inside watching the monitor. Yeah. So we're all out there, just us with the camera guy and the first AD. But I thought that was really quick on the fly of Marty Cove.
That's so cool. I didn't know that.
I know. I don't even know if John and them heard it, but he did. He walked by and he said, "If he won't take you home, I will."
Okay.
Isn't that funny?
Okay, maybe there's a little something there. We could build a story on that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, that was all Marty.
Well, of course he improv that.
It was not in the script at all.
Right, sure. Yeah, I'm trying to, I'm going silent because I'm trying to remember. I'm like, did I forget that scene? I'm like, I don't remember that scene because I just remember him turning around saying nothing, and then just moving on. Okay, that's neat. But yeah, I mean,
a little tidbit.
I was thinking that's cool. Thank you for sharing that. I was thinking, I mean, there's lots of stuff they could put in there for Lynn, like where she's just seeing everything that's going down and kind of sees things that people don't maybe know about. Like, for example, maybe she saw John Kreese get picked up in a Rolls Royce by, a certain somebody named Mr. Silver, which is a possibility, you never know. Now, I don't want to talk just about Cobra Kai because I know you've got an extensive list of everything that you've done. Would you like to share some of the other projects that you've been a part of?
Sure. And listen, I could talk about Cobra Kai all day long.
Absolutely, we will. I just want people to know that you're not just like a one face.
Just for the record.
You've done a ton of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, right now I'm in Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta off and on for a couple of weeks going through COVID testing, and I booked a very exciting project that I cannot wait to share with everybody. Super secret squirrel stuff right now under NDA, but I work again tomorrow, and I'm just so excited about it, and I think that everybody will get a big kick out of this character. So I'm grateful for that. I worked on the first project that I worked on since COVID was like last month. I flew to New Orleans. It's the first time that I had been on an airplane, and I'm working on a film called 22 The Unforgotten Soldier by Sam Medina. If you IMDb him, he's been in a lot of big movies, and he, he's actually a third-degree black belt, and he's always the bad guy, and he's a great stunt guy, but he's also a very talented actor and director and writer. And so he directed me a couple of years ago on another series, and he cast me in his film, and it's about PTSD and veteran suicide. So it's kind of a labor of love of Sam's, and I'm really honored to be part of that. So we're shooting in New Orleans, that's where he's based, and then we're going to be shooting in Las Vegas in a few weeks. So that was the first time that I had traveled in months and months. So, you know, I feel like the drought is ending, or at least for me. And I'm just so grateful to get back to work.
Yeah.
I mean, I have worked quite a bit. I'm in a series on YouTube called Queering web
Right.
series.
I heard
And
about it.
we've, yeah, we've done 2 seasons, and they're short little webisodes, so they're very easy to watch. And we screened at South by Southwest Film Festival in Austin last year. That's actually the first time I had ever met the big three and Billy in person. First time they had ever seen me
Oh, cool.
the way I really look,
Yeah.
because they were doing a private screening of season 2. And I heard about it. I said, well, gosh, I'm going to be in Austin attending all Queering's premieres.
Yeah.
Wonder if I could, you know, schedule my schedule to work around that. So I got to do both. So it was just a wonderful experience. In Queering, I play a retired dentist who is recently divorced, and she's coming out as bisexual.
Okay.
And you don't have to be gay or lesbian to like the show.
Right.
It is so well done, so well written, and it's funny. And Leticia De Bertoli from Brazil, who is the filmmaker and the writer, she addresses a very sensitive subject with a lightness and with humor, and you just fall in love with these characters. And it's Queering web series on YouTube, and check it out. I think you guys really like it.
Cool.
We're supposed to have done Queering the movie this past spring in New York. We shoot mostly in Brooklyn, but because of COVID, everything is on hold.
Well, yeah, everything's shut down now. And
yeah, but I'm really honored to be part of that, and it's just a great group to work with. And yeah, I you know, all my straight friends like it too, so check it out.
Yeah, I'm sure it's for everyone. I mean, I know everyone, all your fans here, is about 150 of them here right now. They just, yeah, I'm sure they all want to. Yeah, they're like,
I can't see anybody.
I know you
so
can't see
know.
them. You'll see them in the playback. You can see the live chat. And a lot of people were like, homeless hottie, like, oh my God, she's the most beautiful homeless person.
You know what? What's his name? Pastor Preacher Boy, Bobby Ron Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I call him Preacher Boy. He's pretty clever. He started a hashtag homeless hussy.
Oh.
So I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, well, I'd like to see him.
Hustlin, with the LYNN.
Yeah, that's clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's just going crazy in chat right now. Hi, everyone.
It's going crazy. I don't know who's out there.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're all here. You know about the channel, right? You know about the YouTube channel. You're on the YouTube channel right now. We're not on Instagram.
I know that, but I can't see who's
you can't
there.
see them, right? Okay,
Right.
sure, fair enough.
You have all the power. Man.
Right? Yeah, sure.
Well, are they your fans or are they my fans?
They're your fans. These are your fans. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just as
your interview. Because I saw some of the questions earlier on your YouTube channel, and I didn't know a lot of those people. So I thought, oh, I get to meet some new people.
Oh, I'm sure you got so many fans you don't know all their names. So. Too many people.
Maybe. I don't.
Yeah, so regarding, well, obviously we know COVID's done. So if you can talk about the fact that you're on season 3, you have a little part. You can mention that.
Yes.
All right, so she is in season 3, guys. So I'm excited to see where she's gonna go from there.
Yay!
With working with Billy.
Fingers crossed they write me in for season 4, right?
Right, and we know that's
4.
filming now too, so.
Fingers crossed.
Well, not filming, but they got the green light.
No, they're writing.
Yeah, right. They're writing for it, so.
Oh yeah.
I would love for them to write.
Yes.
Homeless Lynn is maybe like turns into like a Cobra Kai student herself, which would be kind of fun.
Is that what you would like?
Yeah, I'd like that. Yeah, I mean, it'd be
all
cool.
Cleaned up?
Yeah, all cleaned up.
But then you wouldn't have a homeless Lynn. If she gets all cleaned up.
Well, maybe she's all. Well, maybe she doesn't have to be all cleaned up. Maybe she can be, still homeless Lynn, but she's taking karate.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, she was his employee. He tried to hire her to hold the sign up.
Right. Yeah. And she sort of failed and then ate the burrito, but that's fine.
But she needed the sign for her roof of her house, Nia.
Oh right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Right.
A little shade. Everybody needs a little shade.
Yeah. Over the cart for sure.
Cart. Yeah.
I would love to hear what it was like working with Billy. And did you? I know you didn't have any scenes with Ralph, but did you get to see him on set at all? Say hi.
I saw him like during lunch or that kind of thing, but no. I officially met him at the season 3 wrap party.
Oh,
Yeah. And he's just, I mean, a very, very nice guy, very
right,
nice man.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
But no, I have not worked with him at all. It's Billy.
oh, I lost you for a second there. There we go. Now you're back.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear
Okay.
you. All right.
Yeah, no, Ralph is just a very, very nice man. But no, I've not worked with him because my scenes are with Billy and it's more the dynamic between Lynn and Johnny.
Yeah.
So,
Which a lot of people
and
are saying, oh, which you said before we went live is that, oh, maybe Homeless Lynn could be Allie or something. Which I'm thinking like
well, no, I didn't
that's
say that. That's
you're
what
saying
some of the fans.
some fans were saying that, which
Yeah, yeah, that
excuse me,
maybe
yeah.
she's real underneath all that dirt. She's Allie.
Yeah, maybe she's just keeping tabs on Johnny from real close. Which I think you mean, you guys had a real great chemistry when you were shooting. I would love
Yeah,
to see more stuff with you guys together. And, if
yeah,
the big three, they're extremely talented, so I would love to see what they have to write for you. Maybe more of a role, maybe like a apprentice to John Kreese now that he owns Cobra Kai Dojo. Maybe you, I don't know, will be hired to be his eyes and ears for everything around the
maybe.
valley.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what kind of energy and chemistry Lynn and Kreese have. You know, we know what kind of chemistry Johnny Lawrence and Homeless Lynn have.
Right,
They have a great chemistry. It's very natural. It's organic kind of bantering back and forth. So
right.
that's fun, and I think it's fun to watch for the audience. So
Yeah,
I don't know. She may not have that same kind of energy with Kreese. It may be completely different because I think that Lynn feels that she is smarter than Johnny, and that he's not much lower than her. That he could be in the gutter with her if he's not careful.
yeah,
And I think she probably knows that, and she thinks that he deep down knows that. So there's a little bit of uh, um, I don't know, it's not really a friendship. It's just a little bit of a comfort level
yeah,
between those two characters.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're kind of cut from the
And
same
it's
cloth
funny
almost.
because the writing is so hilarious.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I was going to say they're kind of cut from the
What?
same cloth almost. Right, because,
I think so.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Was
Yeah.
there anything,
Except she's smarter than he is.
right, exactly. So, was there
Or
any
she thinks she is.
that I probably can't say, but was there anything written with a backstory with Lynn? Do we know why she's homeless, where she came from? Was she maybe, I don't know, like a vet like him, or is there any sort of story there that you can share? Or?
Just what I initially kind of wired in my brain in the very beginning. I
Yeah,
have not gotten any kind of backstory from the big three. And mine was very similar to that she did have a military background because I just did not want this character to be this typical victim,
right,
pathetic woman, out on the street. I
right,
wanted her to have a lot of sass and to be very um, feisty and almost like a feral cat.
yeah,
So, but yeah, that was the backstory in my mind was that she was ex-military and, maybe, saw the love of her life blown to pieces. And I mean, because, people end up in situations a lot of times because of what has happened to them in their lives. And
of
maybe she
course.
grew up in a ultra structured military family and she just chooses to live by her own rules and say screw everything and just be completely off the radar.
Yeah,
And she kind of lives by her own rules and it's her choice to be on the street.
yeah,
So she's nobody's fool. And
no,
maybe she had some injuries and pain of her own and got on pain pills and that leads to more drug abuse and she just ended up making a decision to live on the street and that's the way she likes it.
yeah, yeah. I feel like there could even be maybe a little Breaking Bad crossover, maybe with some blue meth or something like that, which would be kind of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. Did you ever see the fan art that Adelson High's art? It looks like Rye's
Oh, I
art, but
follow
it's
him. He makes really great art.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He did one with Lynn with Walter White. It says "Say my name," and Lynn is like caressing Walter White
I don't think I've seen that one.
from the Breaking Bad. It's
Yeah, yeah,
hilarious.
because meth is a very particular drug, and when they chose that one, I was like, could be a little fun, a little something going
Yeah,
on there.
yeah.
Um, Now you were at the Mart. I'm not going to get into the pizza because I'm sure you get lots of questions regarding the pizza.
I do get a lot of
Yeah.
questions about the pizza.
There's,
You
there's
can ask, it doesn't
there's
matter. Go
more to
ahead.
Homeless Lynn than pizza, guys. Okay.
Yeah. Well, let me, for the record, I did not pick up Johnny's half-eaten pizza and eat off after him, and I did not really pick it up off of the ground. It looks like I picked it up off of the ground,
Yeah.
but
Well, of course.
it was smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. She's not homeless in real life, guys. Okay. When you got to see that fight, what was that like? Like, I mean, you were just watching the whole thing between Johnny and the boys. So, can you take me through that?
In my mind, Lynn was kicked back on a Friday night.
Yeah.
She had, over a half a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
She's kicked back watching the action. She's watching the show.
Yeah.
So she was in her element. But for me, and I didn't really realize it at the time because I was just so focused on what I was doing and living in the world of Lynn.
Yeah.
But afterwards, when I reflected back, I thought, wow, it was just such a memorable moment to witness the first kick in over 30 years of Johnny Lawrence, the first fight.
Yeah.
It was thrilling. It really was. And I've been on set like NCIS New Orleans, I did last year, and I was in a gunfight, and I did another movie where I was a hostage kind of thing. So, but I've never been in like a martial arts kind of fight, witnessing that close to it. And the choreography was just like this beautiful dance.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many hours Billy and all of the guys, Tyler and everybody, had practiced, rehearsed that, because they knew what they were doing when we were shooting. I mean, it wasn't like they were having to rehearse. No, they had obviously been working, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning or when, because I don't know when Billy would have time to do that, but so good. And of course, our stunt coordinator is the best in the world, and Johnny actually was fighting. So, I mean, he's very fit. He's a great athlete, and my hat was off to him because,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not that. I mean, he hasn't done that in a long time, and I mean, he's tuned up very well, very quickly.
Yeah, no, they all look great. And something, one of the comments that a lot of people say is like, oh, what's all these Karate Kid casts? They're all drinking from the fountain of youth or something like that because they all look so young and limber.
He is very athletic. I couldn't believe it. It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's not like he's got this stunt double coming in there. I mean, he's doing it. And I'll tell you something about him that I was really impressed with was after they would cut, after each take, he immediately went up to every one of those guys and really looked at them in the eyes and said, "Are you okay?" I mean, he wasn't just, blowing smoke. He was wanting to make sure that each one of them were okay.
That's nice. So actually genuinely cared.
Genuinely cared, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's something that's kind of a hit or miss, I feel, in Hollywood. Sometimes they just, don't really care. So
well, and I'll tell you what it did for me too. It made me feel even more comfortable working with this guy because he was so good to all of the kids.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to be a good actor and another thing to be an actual nice person. So
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you never know. That's good. That's nice. Someone here said, question for Susan. Would you be able to share with us how many episodes of season 3 you will appear in? One.
Okay. But I'm grateful for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No mentions? No possible mentions later on? Like no one mentions like, oh, Homeless Lynn told me this. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have any idea.
Oh, well, maybe season 4 we'll see more of you at least.
Hopefully.
Hopefully they take my theory and run with it. Now, were you a Karate Kid fan at all before this? I mean, I know you said you saw it, but were you like have you seen all 3? Like, how'd you feel when you got the role?
I had seen all 3, but it was so long ago. And I mean, everybody knew who the Karate Kid was. Of course. But I wasn't like this die-hard fan. But yeah, I was a fan. It was kind of a no-brainer. Everybody was a fan of that show. So that's what I was saying earlier is when I saw it on the breakdown, I thought, wow, Karate Kid, they're bringing that back. So, I mean, I didn't realize how big a fan base that Ralph and Billy had kept all these years. I had no idea that it was so big and so wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are unbelievable. The people that I have met and the fans are so nice and so supportive. And I think maybe it goes back to, Pat Morita's influence on all of this and how the Karate Kid influenced so many people's lives and just had a lot of positive messages and stuff because the diehard fans are just wonderful. And then the Cobra Kai fans that are coming up too. They've just, everybody's just kind of one big family now. And
Yeah.
you've got your the old gang from people that are like my age that have been waiting over 30 years for this. And then you've got the new fans and the younger fans. And it's just been an absolute blessing for me to be part of it. And I'm so grateful to be part of this.
Yeah, you're in the universe. I'd love to see
Yeah.
more of you. For me, it was
Aw,
something that was
thank
always like,
you.
I shared Karate Kid with my dad when I was a little kid. We would watch it every single night on repeat, 1, 2, or 3. And then once Cobra Kai came out, I mean, I knew about it about a year before it actually came out because you read the tabloids. And seeing it come out, I now see how many new fans have been put into this fandom, into this universe. Not just the older ones, like me and people before me, but the new youngsters too, who are being brought in by Cobra Kai, and then now they're able to watch Karate Kid. So they're like having like a Star
Yes.
Wars effect, where they're watching it sort of from the middle or the end, and then they
Yeah.
can go back and see where it all really began, which
Exactly.
is just a testament, I feel like, to the big three and just how well they understand the show, but also
Right.
the fact that they're fans too. Because it's
Yeah.
one thing to have the business side and like make a lot of money and make a good show,
Right.
blah blah blah, which we see a lot in Hollywood. But to actually
Right.
be a fan is something that I feel is very rare when you're also a writer, a director, producer, all that stuff. So
I totally agree. And that it was a dream of theirs
yeah,
to do this. I
yeah,
mean, this is like bucket list for them. So,
yeah. So you can tell they
yeah.
really care, and I
Yeah,
think that's one
absolutely.
reason why it's so successful.
I agree.
Um, is there any sort of nice, cool experience you had with them that you'd like to share?
With the big three?
Yeah. Yeah. Besides, of course, the audition and all that, and you said John was very easy to read, and the other two were a little bit harder.
Well, no, I don't want to say that because he'll go, well, I didn't like you that much. Not that he was easy to
Okay. All
read.
right. All right.
It's just, okay, when I walked in the room, I go and I stand on my mark, and
Yeah.
then there's the camera, there's the casting director, and then there's this female, Mary, I think was her name, was reading opposite me and running
Right.
the camera.
Right.
Okay, and then there was this long table, and to the right there was John. Josh was in the middle, and
Yeah.
then there was Hayden.
Yeah.
And I was standing the closest to John because he was kind of in front of the camera, so I could feel energy more and kind of because I'm sort of about energy and because I'm an actor,
I
right?
am too. Yeah.
So he was smiling and shaking his head a lot. Josh gave me a little change up of direction, and then Hayden was just kind of sitting back, and I just didn't know about Josh and Hayden, but John was friendlier. He was smiling a lot. I think that Josh did say when I walked in, he was like, "Whoa, she came in character, or she came in wardrobe, or something like
Yeah.
that." That's the only thing that he really said until he gave me a note, and I think I took the note pretty good. Um, so yeah, it was a great experience. I just wanted to engage with these guys because I love the writers,
Yeah.
and you've got the three writers right there. And of course, I wanted to talk about Homeless Lynn
Yeah.
all day long with
Yeah.
these guys, but I knew that I had to stay in Lynn or I'd blow it and they'd go, nah, she can't do that.
Right.
She's
Because they
too
probably have
this,
so
or
many people coming in, and
she's too, or just, not be able to see me
Yeah.
and not believe that I would go to the places that maybe they want this character to go.
yeah.
I had to convince them, or they'd go, oh, well, she's too this looking or that looking. And so I
Yeah.
didn't want to get too friendly.
Yeah. I understand. Um, Now we talked a lot about her character on the show. Something I'd like to talk about is where would you like to see her character go if you were to write it?
Oh, if I were to write
If you were to write
I
season
would,
4 or something like that, where would you want Homeless Lynn to go? Would you would you keep her in the show? Where would you put her? Would you have her like more for transform into like some sort of karate expert or something like that, or maybe
Yeah.
she's like a black belt of her own? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of theories out there, and on my Homeless Lynn Facebook page that the fans created. I
Cool.
engage on it a lot, but the fans created it. There's a lot of theories that Lynn is more like the Oracle, or like the homeless woman in Sons of Anarchy, so that she's has more power than we think she does. She knows more things. So I really do like that theory. But if I were to write it just from a self-centered,
A fan
selfish
fiction.
actor's point of
Right,
view,
yeah, why not?
I would probably have her, Lynn would have a twin sister who is like this very wealthy, pretty lady that comes into the show, but she's really evil deep down. And nobody really
Wow, I like
knows
this.
that.
This is cool.
Yeah, and then maybe she's part of the reason why Lynn is where she is because of this twin evil sister that nobody realizes is the evil one. Because
Maybe,
she's so
maybe,
wrong.
yeah, maybe someone in the family died, and she like, I don't know, they're supposed to be like an inheritance or something, and then this evil
Yeah.
sister took everything and left. Like,
Yes.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then I'll be playing two
Then you'll be
opposite
playing
characters,
too, exactly. Right. Maybe
Yeah,
one's got a
yeah.
scar or something like that. You never know. Or a lot, I know a lot of people will be like, oh, maybe she was, Terry Silver's wife or something.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard Mike Barnes' wife. I've heard that Tori is Mike Barnes and Homeless Lynn's daughter.
I've heard that one. Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of
I've heard it all.
interesting theories. Steve has a question for you. He says, Susan, you're incredibly
Hey, Steve.
talented and seasoned in the craft of acting. I can't wait to see more of your work outside of Cobra Kai. I am a fan. Oh, I guess that wasn't a question. He's just being nice. Okay.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
thanks,
Thank
Steve.
you.
That's nice of
Means
you.
a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to read some fan questions that I chose from. What did you think about the idea of Cobra Kai coming back? Because we've seen a lot of rehashes of shows and movies. Did you think this was going to be something that was just... Did you expect it to get the reaction that it got?
And initially, I wasn't quite sure, but I did my research.
Yeah.
And I read and I researched the big three.
Yeah.
And then I read that Billy, Marty, and Ralph were all three signed on. So I thought,
Yeah.
this is legit. This is the real deal.
Right.
So, your initial thought is, oh, wow, that would be cool. But then when you start finding out who's involved with this, then, you're like, wow, this could be great.
Yeah.
And the fact that the big three are diehard fans, I mean,
Right.
they've got the passion for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's something huge, I feel like, in
It's a
movies.
dream. They're living a dream.
Yeah. That's like me directing a Star Wars movie or something like that, or a Cobra Kai episode, which would be pretty
Yeah.
cool. But
That would be very cool.
that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be neat.
Especially if you have Homeless Lynn have a lot larger role.
Let me tell you this. If they ever get me to do something like that, which I don't have the credentials for, but if they ever do, you're going to be starring that show, all right? You're going to be starring in that episode.
Starring in that episode?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It's not going to be... you know how, like, they're having... Well, they talked about having different spin-off shows, right? Did you hear about
Yes.
this? Yeah.
Yes.
So...
Yeah.
So that, like, we could have
Yeah.
like Tori or whatever, Miguel or Hawk or whatever, maybe like a Kreese backstory when he was younger. Why not Homeless Lynn?
Right.
Could do that.
Right.
I think there's a big enough fandom.
That is a good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like with Deadpool.
Yeah, a lot of times, of course, the spin-offs don't work, but, the star of that episode sounds great, Nia. So I'm really liking that.
I'd like to see it. I think it would be cool. Yeah, well, I mean, with Deadpool, I mean, the fans, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but the fans basically brought that movie to existence just by the sheer support of it. So let's get behind her, guys.
I've heard that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a fandom
you.
thing. Yeah, look, if the
guys-
fans
you
are
guys
out there,
the-
if the fans are out there, the money's there for the studios,
You guys are
so
the best.
yeah.
You guys are the best.
Well, I'd love to hear more about your involvement with season 3, but obviously we can't hear that. So
I will say this about season 3. You guys, it's going to blow you away. That's all I'm going to
Did you
say. I
guys
mean,
get to
it is
see it
just,
already? Did all the cast and crew get to see it, or is that just the big three?
no, I have not been able to see it. I have
Oh.
not seen it.
Because I always
Yeah.
see on Twitter, we see the, like John, he's always like, oh yeah, I keep rewatching it and it's so amazing. And he's just like rubbing it in. And I'm like, all right, dude, you can just release it. That'd be nice.
Right, right, right. No, I was hoping to go to the premiere. I think it was going to be at Tribeca um, this past spring, but no go. So
Do
I
you,
haven't seen it.
do you
But
know if,
I know enough to know that that is just going to, I mean, it's epic.
yeah,
You guys are just, it's going to be so worth the wait.
yeah, yeah. There have been a lot of
Fabulous.
talks about the show being, this season in general being the most like action packed or something of any show, and they're like, yeah, I'll bet on it. Who said that? It was someone that was on the show. I can't really remember, but
Yeah.
I know you also got to talk with Peter from Cobra Kai Companion, who's a buddy of
Yeah.
mine. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Brianna,
Oh,
who,
I love them.
yeah, they're really nice. I sometimes do a show with them here and there, but our time schedules don't match all the time. Um,
You know, Peter had a Halloween surprise. The baby was born on Halloween. He's a, he has
it
a new
was?
baby.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yes.
That's why.
Yes.
He,
A major
okay.
congrats.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
congrats,
got
Peter.
the picture up. He's adorable. Yeah. Yeah.
Congrats, Peter. I gotta message him. I gotta remember to message him. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, because I know he was having a kid coming soon. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
why are you guys talking about Star Wars in chat? Come on. Tori is Homeless Lynn and Terry Silver's daughter. Hey, here we go again. Well, I had a fantastic time talking with you. I'd love to have you back once season 3 is out. If you would love to come on, that'd be great.
I
But
would love that.
yeah, I think it would be fun. You guys can ask more questions down in the comments. I'm sure she'll be searching them, and we'll get to some more
Yes, I
once
will.
season 3 is out in 2021. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course, yeah, of course. I'll catch you later.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.